Welcome new UChat. This is Joyce from UChat. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about your UChat account. Firstly, I will show you what is Workspace, what is user, what kind of roles are there in a Workspace, and how can you invite member to your Workspace, and also the subscription and billing. Then in part 2, I will show you the first thing you need to do after the registration, how to edit your personal profile, your Workspace profile, especially the time zone setting. And finally, in part 3, I will show you when you build flow, if you encounter some issue or a bug, how can you get help from us. Okay, so as we mentioned in last tutorial, so when you register, you need to provide a Workspace name, a username, and Workspace is like a team, a group, so there can be many users working in one Workspace. And user is a person. Like we can see here, we got 5 users here, and each user can work in different workspaces. So workspace and user, basically they are many-to-many relationship. So normally that's why we suggest each person you only need to have one login information to log in one specific user, because you can create multiple workspace and easily switch among them. Okay, and there are 3 different types of roles in a workspace. They are owner, admin, and normal members. So the first user who create the workspace become the owner of the workspace, and thereafter the owner can invite other user to join the workspace to be either admin or member. And this is the differences between these 3 roles. So we got 3 sidebar of different roles. So everybody can see a dashboard of the overall information of the workspace, and then everybody can see all bots, all flows, and also the analytics. And that's it for a normal member. And an admin on top of that can help manage integrations, e-commerce system, and then contents. And what is in the contents? There are bot templates, there are mini apps and email templates in the content. So a owner who has all the control of the workspace can also edit the workspace settings. So there are profile in workspace setting, for example, the logo of the workspace, the name of the workspace, and also the time zone of the workspace. And member is where the owner can check who is working in this workspace and edit the role of other members. And finally, the owner is the only one who can access the billing section of the workspace, because subscription, whatever you buy a lifetime deal or you do a monthly subscription, those are all applies to workspace, not users. For example, if you buy a pro plan for your workspace, then after you redeem or after you subscribe in the billing section, then your workspace becomes a pro workspace. So any bots or flows under this workspace can use the pro feature. By the way, if you bought a agency or agency plus plan, then you can find the white label setting on the workspace settings as well. Now, part 2, let me show you some important settings to do after registration. So the first one is your personal settings. So on the upper right corner, click on it and then your settings. So here it's where you edit your profile. You can give your personal profile photo and then edit your name if you need to, and you cannot edit your email address. And select, so defaultly the time zone is set to default, which is UTC plus 0. So select your time zone. For example, me is in Melbourne, and then you can also select your favorite time format, and then click update. Okay, so this time zone will affect, number one, all the time that show on your portal, the website. I will give you two examples. For example, in live chat, when a user talks to you, you can see that there is time information on the page. So this time information is based on your personal time zone. And number two, for example, in choose error log, if you have any error log here, the time show here is also based on your personal time zone. Anyway, all the information, all the time that show on your page is based on your personal time zone. Okay, so for Workspace, click on here to get back to the dashboard, and for Workspace settings, you can go Workspace setting from left sidebar, then profile. This is where you edit your Workspace profile. You can set your Workspace logo, and then you can change your Workspace name if you need to, and finally also choose a time zone for your Workspace. So this is really important because the bot, whenever the bot needs to process any time, need to operate the time, for example, the non-variable is storing the current time, and this time is based on the time zone that you set here. So let me explain a little bit more on time zone issue. So many users have asked me that what if their user are answering a daytime question. So when they select a time in the day picker, what is that time based on? So because there is no time zone in the day picker at the moment, and also when you set the sequence to the message to be sent between, for example, you don't want it to bother your user at night, so you said send between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So this time zone is also firstly based on user's time zone, if there is. For channels like Facebook, they have a profile and there is a time zone value in the profile, so we'll firstly check user's time zone. If they have one, then the day picker, the day that they select is based on their own time zone, and the same between the message will send between 9 to 6 p.m. in their time zone. And if the user don't have a time zone in their profile, or the channel don't have the time zone value for user, then we will use the time zone of your Workspace. To invite other members to your Workspace, simply go members and then put an email address, and you can assign the role to be member or admin, and then send the invitation. So if that person don't have an UChat account yet, then by click on the link in the invitation email, they can jump to UChat and create a new UChat account. If the person is already an UChat user, then there will be a notification. Click on it, and then there will be a button here. So whether they are a UChat user or not, finally they will have to go to view or Workspace, and there will be an invitation. Let me show you what does it look like. Okay, so there will be an invitation message look like this. So this Workspace is inviting you, and you have to click on the green button to accept the invitation, otherwise you cannot join the Workspace. Finally, how to get help. So when you use the system, you might encounter a lot of issues, this and that. We have made various tutorials and documentation covering all the features that we have, and they are all keep updating. So on your dashboard, click on the video tutorial button. You can jump to our YouTube channel, and if you are learning from the very beginning to the end, you can go to playlist. We have organized all the features based on difficulty from basic, intermediate to advanced. And if you are searching for a specific features, for example, data store, so here is the videos about how to manage data store data, or dialog flow. Okay, so this video is about how to use slot filling, how to connect multiple dialog flow agent, and how to integrate. So those videos are all step by step, very detailed. Follow the video to learn about the feature. Okay, for documentation, click the button on the right side, and this is our help center. We got guide section, which cover all the basic information about the platform, and in Flow Builder, so we have organized all the feature based on the left sidebar. Let me show you. For example, click in a flow. This is the left sidebar. So for example, in the tools, what is error logs, tester, admin, widgets, you can all search from here. It's all organized based on the left sidebar. Okay, and in the integration, which is how to manage and set up all this integration in the e-commerce system, how to set up, how to use it in the flow. And for developer, we have dynamic content, all the format is here, how to use our API, and what is mini app, how to build mini app, how to use mini app, and how to publish mini app. It's all over here. And finally, we got a new section called FAQ. We have gathered many frequently asked questions from customer support from our Facebook community, and we list them all here. So it's easy for you to search from the search bar here. For example, I wanted to looking for something about Google channel, then I would suggest you just type one keyword and see what will show. Okay, I've typed Google, so now I get an FAQ asking, does Google channel have an inbox like Facebook Messenger? And you can click on them and jump here for the answer. Alright. After searching in our knowledge base, if you still can't find an answer, or maybe it's not about how to use the feature, you just something went wrong, something is not working, and in this case you can post a question in our Facebook community. So again, back to your dashboard, click on community. If you haven't joined our Facebook community, you can send a request, and to post a question, select ask a question and then put your description here. So the best way to help us is to send along a recording to replicate everything, including your setting and also the testing results. So this is the best way to help us quickly understand what went wrong, and so that we can help you. Okay, so we got over 1,000 members in the group, and we can together learn and grow. Finally, if you need our support team to assess your account, or there is other private issue, do submit a ticket to this email address. Okay, let me type it. It's ticket@uchat.com.au. Okay, send a ticket to ticket@uchat.com.au, and make sure you include your login email address and your Workspace name, your flow name, subflow name, if your flow is really big, and this can help us quickly locate that the issue. Alright, that's all about it today. Thank you for watching this video. In the next tutorial, we are going to give you an overview of our flow builder, covering all the steps from send message step, question step, all the way to go to step. See you next time. Bye.